Hi everybody. So tonight we're gonna do wedge salad again, but we're gonna do chicken wedge salad rather than the steak wedge salad that we did before. So a lot of the ingredients will be similar to the steak wedge salad, except we'll be using obviously chicken instead of steak. So tonight's wine is Bordertown. It's a Pinot Gris from the BC Okanagan, and we were gifted this lovely bottle of Bordertown, and it is delicious. Support your BC wineries whenever you can. Great wine. All right. So also for tonight, I'm doing this recipe for 2 people, so I'm using 1 chicken breast for the 2 of us, or 1 chicken breast per person, your choice. And I'm not going to use the big oven. We happen to have a toaster oven, and so that is what we're going to use. And so I'll just show you over there in the corner. This guy here. So I have him preheating to between 350 and 400, so 375, maybe a little higher than that. Because we're only doing 1 or 2 chicken breasts, that's more efficient. And yeah, I just like the way that it happens to do the chicken. You could air fry the chicken in that too, or if you have an air fryer, you could air fry the chicken for this recipe as well. So you could also barbecue the chicken. So preparing the chicken for this recipe is going to be your choice. We're gonna bake it in the toaster oven over there. All right. So there you go, just 1 de-thawed chicken breast, or fresh. We happen to buy ours in bulk, and then we package them individually. So seasonings of choice for the chicken. These all happen to be from the from Epicure, but I mean you can grab really any. Greek seasoning works well. This stuff here makes a barbecue sauce, which is really quite nice. So that's another good option. In the summer, if you're gonna do the chicken on the barbecue, barbecue sauce is really good with this recipe. There's a Montreal chicken spice. And the one that we're gonna happen to use tonight is, see it there, barbecue chicken and ribs. So that's what I'm gonna put on the chicken to season it. Put those off to the side there. So you have 2 choices really for your oil when you do the chicken. Olive oil, or if you want it to be a little bit crispier, you know how much I love my Costco cooking spray, right? Give the chicken a gentle spray with the Costco cooking spray, and then put the seasoning on top of it, and you'll just get a bit of a crunchier coating on the chicken. So because we want a bit of a crunchier coating on our chicken, I'm going to use the Costco cooking spray, but if you want to make a bit of a healthier choice, olive oil will also work for this. So I'm just gonna give it, oh, don't mind the chihuahuas in the background there. I'll just coat the chicken, and then you can see what that looks like, and then we'll pop it. Woo! Very exciting times in the kitchen. Should probably edit that out, but helps you guys realize that This is a house just like every other house. And so we try to do these recipes with that in mind, right? That there's something that the average person could do. Okay, so there you go. So I'm not the tallest person in the world, so stand on my tippy toes. So there you go. One chicken breast, pretty well coated with the chicken and rib. I just did the top. If you want, you could flip it over and do the bottom too, but I just did the top, and that'll work just fine for us. So into the toaster oven, this is gonna go. Hopefully for the sake of the video, I don't burn my fingers or any other part of my body. And then I have turned the timer on my toaster oven to 1 hour. But that probably 40 to 60 minutes. I would check it around the 25 to 30 minute mark and then go from there. All right, let's give our hands a quick wash there after doing that. And so dressing wise for the wedge salad, we talked before about the two that work the best, which happen to be ranch and blue cheese. So why do I say those two work best? Well, if you saw the steak video, you would know that this particular recipe is actually a popular dish at the Keg. So this is just doing that dish at home. And so if you were to order it at the Keg, those are your choices. And honestly, for this dish, really ranch and blue cheese are probably the two best options. An oil-based salad dressing just isn't going to taste as good with this. So for the salad, and I did this in more detail in the steak video, but in here we have just like one side of a red pepper cubed, some cucumber, some, oh no, did my packaging, oh, my packaging is gone. Well, that's what happens when you make a live video and you have a really efficient helper helping you prepare before you start the video. They're called little sprinkles, and they're little, basically little cherry tomatoes, if you will, but they're just a couple of different kinds in the package. So they're called little sprinkles, and they're usually under $3 for a package. Or you could use cherry tomatoes for this. Or if all you have on hand is just like a regular tomato, just a little bit of regular tomato then is also in here. Cucumber, if I didn't say that, about that much of an English cucumber. And then cut that in half, and then only use half of that half, unless you want more cucumber, then off you go with that and use a little bit more. What else do we have in here? Oh yeah, some green onion, but not the actual onion end, like the shallot. I think they call it the shallot end. It's just the actual green onion end, if you will. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt if you use the other end. I just don't prefer to in this particular recipe. So there you go. So about that much for two people. So I'm not 100% sure. That's like maybe a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. So you can adjust this depending on how much of this particular stuff you want with your salad. Okay, but don't overdo it with this because it'll take away from the actual salad. So there you go. And then, okay, here we go. So let me stand back a bit. So this is an iceberg lettuce cut in half, and then the half is cut in half again, so actually into quarters. So each person is going to get 1/4. Okay, so one of these per plate. And I will say it can be a little bit overwhelming. This doesn't look like a lot of lettuce, but once you start digging into the salad and eating it, it can be an overwhelming amount of lettuce. So when I'm buying the lettuce to do this, I try to buy a lettuce that's a little bit on the smaller side. Okay. Taking a quick look there. And then I have bacon bits. So you can, of course, make your own bacon bits. The company that I talked about with the seasoning, Epicure, they have a better than bacon topping, which I believe is probably vegan. So there you go, that'll work too. But we just have the Costco size bag of bacon bits. All right, now a couple things with the dressing. So we're gonna use blue cheese tonight, and I am a huge fan of just going and buying a salad dressing, but buy a better quality one. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, because in today's world, we're all super busy, and so these they can be an okay choice. So what am I gonna do with this to make it a little bit healthier? You all know how I love to add yogurt into my cooking. So I'm gonna add not a whole lot because it'll change the taste, like maybe a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon to this. No more than that, because again, it'll change the taste. That amount will get you some good probiotics into the dressing, and you're not going to change the taste a whole lot. Okay, so, and then you can do the same thing with the ranch dressing as well. Now for our side dish with our salad tonight, edamame beans. These things are amazing, so good. I think they're also known as a soybean, maybe soybean. Yeah, so there you go. So this package, if I remember correctly, let me open it here. It's probably 2 bags of frozen ones. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so they come in a bag like this, and these already have the shells on them. For what we're gonna use them for as a side dish tonight, I prefer to buy them with the pods already on. You can buy them already shelled, but they're not as good of a side dish, but because we're gonna dip these in a hot sauce. So you can imagine if they're already shelled, right? It's not gonna work the same. So with the ones that I buy, you can pop this into a bag of hot water, and these will steam in the bag. And that's what we're gonna do for these. For 2 people, I'm just gonna use 1 bag. So in this box, you get 2 bags, and this box it was about $5 maybe. So not a hugely expensive, healthy choice to make. And they're great dipped in a hot sauce. So I'm gonna put those ones aside and pop those back in the freezer. So for the hot sauce, to dip those in, my husband loves this one. Tabasco sauce. This is the chipotle one. So yeah, this is the chipotle one. So it's a little bit thicker than just like a giant bottle of Frank's Red Hot sauce or something like that. So you could just dip them straight in this. Just dispense some of this into a bowl and off you go. But what I'm gonna do is I am gonna take some yogurt and I'm gonna add a bunch of this to it and I'm gonna mix it up, and you're gonna get a creamy hot dip to dip the edamame beans in. Now that company again, keep bringing it up. Epicure has a seasoning called, I don't know if you can see it there, buffalo wings, and these are so good. Maybe we'll try this recipe on one of our cooking shows. But this so you can coat chicken wings in it and then make chicken wings, obviously. But you can also make a hot sauce with this. And it is perfect for dipping the edamame beans in. But for our purposes, like I said, tonight we're going to take the Tabasco sauce, mix it with some yogurt, and make a creamy hot sauce dip for the edamame beans. So I'm going to let the chicken breast cook a little bit more. I'm going to steam our edamame beans and get those ready to go. And then I'll be right back to show you how to plate up the wedge salad. Hi everybody. Okay, and so we're back. So I thought I would show you now how to make the hot sauce for the edamame beans. So what I've done is I'll show you how much hot sauce I put in here. There you go. This is like maybe a teaspoon, but somewhere between a teaspoon and a tablespoon. My measurements aren't very exact, right? So then I've got some yogurt here. I'll take that much. It's like a heaping teaspoon. A good mix. You can adjust the amount of yogurt depending on how thick you want this. One of the things I do is I use Greek yogurt. I don't use the regular yogurt. Pretty much everything, whenever you hear me say that I'm using yogurt, it's Greek yogurt. It's got a little bit of a thicker texture to it. And it tends to imitate the taste of something like sour cream. We're just gonna mix that really well. And there you go. Okay, and so that's what it looks like. So you would adjust how much of this you make, depending on how many of, or how much of the edamame beans you're gonna make and how many people there are too, right? The other thing that works really well, just bear with me, we'll grab a couple of ingredients to show you. Oh, there we go. Is if you take soy sauce and just bear with me. There we go. Some garlic. I mix that together. You could also add a couple dashes of hot sauce to the soy sauce and garlic, just to give it a bit of a kick. But the chipotle hot sauce that I'm using, and that's all really I have on hand, wouldn't work to mix it with the garlic and the soy sauce. If you're one of those people that does use the Epicure products, I think it's called, let's see, that's souvlaki. Oh, more souvlaki. Hang on, we got a lot going on in our kitchen. It's a huge amount of those products. Here we go. Asian stir fry seasoning. You can mix this in a bowl with soy sauce. And a little bit of the garlic, and that'll make a really nice sauce to dip the edamame beans in too. And actually, maybe I will make some of this as well, so you can see how I do that. So we can go ahead and start actually doing that. So just let me grab a bowl. Take a quick peek at our chicken. Yes, here we go. Cheers, everybody. That is some delicious wine. Okay, so let me bring you a little bit closer here so you can take a good look at what I'm going to do here. We'll move stuff out of the way. That one out of the way. Okay, so I promise to get a better setup in the future, but this is what it's going to have to do for now. Okay, so we have our bowl. Let me give my hands a quick wash. One of the things I like to do if I'm going to be cooking quite a bit in the kitchen is fill the sink up with some hot water, and then you can just, and soap, and then you can just dip your hands in there and wipe them off whenever you need to. That's also really helpful. Okay, all right. Well, that is some good smelling soap. It smells like oranges. Okay, so in with some soy sauce, and again, you're going to adjust this to however much you think that you are going to need. So, just gonna pour. With this one, you want to be quite generous with the soy sauce. So, quarter cup maybe. Let me grab a couple of spoons. So I just have a couple of teaspoons here, one for each. So I don't want to be overpowering the soy sauce with this. So there you go. Maybe a quarter teaspoon. And same thing with the garlic. I know that this particular garlic is quite potent. You could also use regular garlic for this, like fresh garlic minced up quite well. And that would probably work quite nice actually too. Just again, remember not too much because you don't want to overpower the taste of the soy sauce. Okay. There you go. And that'll go. One of our spoons. Give that a good mix. Okay. Just a bit of a taste. Woo! Garlicky. So good. And toss these back in the sink. And we'll set that aside. All right, so our chicken breast is cooking away. I think at this point what I'll do is I'll give you a bit of a break, and I'm gonna check on the chicken breast, and then I'm gonna get our edamame beans started. Because we need to heat up some water and get those steaming in the bag. If you're not going to steam them in the bag, you can definitely use a vegetable steamer. That works quite nice too. The only thing I don't like doing is opening the bag, dropping them into boiling water, and actually literally boiling them. They're far better steamed. If you read the instructions on the box, you can also microwave them. But I just prefer to heat them up in the boiling water, really. So that's just a personal preference thing. But they're going to make quite a nice side dish for our chicken wedge salad. So we'll be right back and get the edamame beans started, check on the chicken, and then we can start plating our salad. Hi everybody, okay, and so we're back. Our chicken is now cooked. And I'll just show you what it looks like. There you go. So that's what one chicken breast should look like, cut up to do 2 plates, or again, you can do 1 chicken breast per person, whatever your preference is, but we split 1 between 2 of us. Okay, and so our edamame beans are now done, which didn't see behind the scenes was we forgot about the boiling water. So yeah, there was a bit of a rush to make sure that these were okay and turned out presentable for you. But yeah, they did. So there you go. So just put them in a bowl. Make sure they're hot to serve. Toss them in the microwave for like 20 seconds before you're ready to serve, and that works just great. And then just as a reminder, with our edamame beans, we have 2 different dips. You do 1, I don't know. We did 2, so I could show you a couple different options. Yogurt with chipotle Tabasco sauce. So the taste tester, the feedback was that this was really, really hot, like spicy hot. So, but went over really well. And then this is the one with the soya sauce, the garlic, and we put some Asian stir fry spice in here as well. So this one is my preference. But yeah, so there you go. And the taste tester also had a good suggestion behind the scenes. He was like, this one, the chipotle and yogurt mixed, am I supposed to like dip my chicken in that? Sure, make extra, put it on the side, and it could be like extra dressing, I guess, for your salad, or something other than the blue cheese dressing to put to dip your chicken in when you're having your dinner. So there you go. But the intended purpose of this was to dip the edamame beans in. All right. So let's plate up a plate. And cheers. That is some, in case you missed it at the beginning, this is some really delicious wine. Bordertown Winery in the BC Okanagan. This is their, I'm aging myself by going like this. Got my contact lenses in. So this is their Pinot Gris, and this was gifted to us for Christmas. And I gotta tell you, this is somewhat delicious. So good. And it's actually pairing really well with the dish that we're cooking tonight. So yeah, so Bordertown Pinot Gris, give it a try. It's so good. Okay, so let's take a look at what the wedge part of the salad should look like before we add the chicken and the dressing. So all I've done here on my plate is I've put the wedge of iceberg lettuce, and then some of the vegetable mix that we cut up, which was red pepper, cucumber, cherry tomatoes, or the little sprinkled tomatoes cut up, and some green onion. But again, just the green onion part, not the onion part. But I mean, your preference, use the whole thing if you want. So there you go. So I've placed a quarter on there, and then I just dropped the vegetable mixture over the top. So it just kind of falls like that. Where are my tongs? Handy dandy tongs. And so what I'm gonna do, just gonna grab some of the chicken. Oh, there we go. My handy dandy helper cut the chicken up for me. There we go. Oops. So there we go. I'm trying to arrange this on the plate really nicely for you, but As my audience, I know you're not the judgy type, but we'll still make sure this looks somewhat good for you. Okay. All right, so that's the next step with the chicken on the plate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna bring you a little closer to the counter so you can see what I'm gonna do with the blue cheese dressing and the bacon bits. So here we go. There you go. You can see everything I have on the counter here. I'll put those, oopsies. All right, so you can see my plate here. There you go. So all I'm gonna do, remember I told you about mixing the yogurt, blue cheese dressing? Behind the scenes, I got busted trying to do that. Oopsies. I got busted trying to do that. So you can do that, but if you've seen some of my other videos, my taste tester, my other half, my husband, does not like yogurt. So if I'm trying to get this into a meal, I gotta be extra sneaky about it. And when I was preparing the video and he helps me behind the scenes, he was like, hey, wait a minute. There's yogurt. What are you gonna do with that? And he saw it beside the salad dressing and he was like, gonna mix that together, aren't you? I am so not gonna eat that. I am not gonna mix the two together. Actually, you know what? Yes, I will, so you can see what that looks like, and that'll be my dressing. So just bear with me for a second here while I grab a bowl to mix the two together. And an extra spoon. So we'll just plop that there for a second. I grabbed a couple extra spoons. One thing I gotta say, since I started doing these videos, my dishwasher has had a workout and a half. Every single day the dishwasher is being run. Normally for the two of us, maybe every second day, maybe every third day. I don't know if it's because it's the holiday season, Christmas. My husband's been off work for 11 days. I work from home. So there's just more dishes, but these cooking shows really seem to create a lot more dishes. So my dishwasher is making that sacrifice for you to try these tasty meals for yourself. Never knew my dishwasher could work that hard. Okay, so blue cheese dressing, a heaping, let's get, normally in my other videos you'll hear me talk about, if you haven't seen the Elf shortbread video, take a look, and you'll hear me talking about flour everywhere. So we had another video, we got yogurt everywhere. Well, tonight it's blue cheese dressing that we've spilled everywhere. So that's okay though, it cleans up. If you're not making a mess when you're cooking, you're probably not doing it right. So again, Greek yogurt, that's what we use. Oh, look at me go. I just bought this at the store because it happened to be the one that was on sale and the cheapest, and it's, 0% milk fat. 0%. Check that out. See the 0 there? So Greek yogurt tends to be a little bit lower in fat too. So that's all I'm gonna add. So again, the benefit of adding yogurt to your cooking, yogurt has natural say that again really fast, 3 times really fast. It has natural probiotics in it, which is really good for your gut. Yeah. I'm just going to whip that up real quick. And there you go. So you can see it doesn't really change the consistency or anything too much. So what I'm going to do now, hopefully you can see the salad there. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to drizzle it over the top. Taste tester is nowhere to be found, so maybe I'll do another batch of this for the other one. And we'll drizzle that over the top, and then maybe in one of my other videos I'll let you know if you noticed or not. So bacon bits, with the Costco ones, I tend to throw them in the microwave for about 15 to 20 seconds before I use them. I'm just going to drizzle that over top of the blue cheese dressing. There you go. Am I forgetting anything? No. So there you go. So that's what it looks like when it's all plated up. So you can also check out the steak wedge salad video, and it basically is the same thing, except you're going to use steak instead of chicken. With the steak wedge salad video, did I do a side? I can't remember. I don't think we did. I think we just did the wedge salad. So yeah, so there you go. So that's what that looks like. So I'm just going to pop this one off to the side, make the other one, and then I'm going to show you what dinner for two is going to look like. So we'll be right back after I plate up the other wedge salad. Hi everybody, okay, and so we're back. So this is what dinner for two would look like if you made a chicken wedge salad. So you've heard me talk about the handy dandy stovetop tray. So what we're using it for tonight, it's actually across the sink. And so when we're done the video here, we're literally just gonna pick this thing up, take it to the living room, have a seat on the couch, and enjoy dinner for two with a wedge salad with chicken each, our edamame beans, our two different sauces, and the rest of our Border Town Okanagan wine, which again was gifted to us and is simply delicious. So cheers everybody, support Okanagan wine whenever you can, and we look forward to seeing you for our next video, which will likely be Sunday cabbage rolls. Stay tuned.